If there's one car that embodies pure, uncompromised automotive ambition from Aston Martin, it's the 177. It wasn't just a supercar, it was Aston Unleashed, an extravagant, breathtaking, absurd monument to British engineering, designed for no other reason than to show the world exactly what Aston Martin could achieve when budget and convention were left in the dust. Please join me as we take a look at how this invitation-only 177 came to be, and then we'll take it to the Tokyo Expressway to see how it measures up against other GT7 rivals in its class. In the mid-2000s, Aston Martin was on a high, thanks to new models like the DB9, the V8 Vantage, as well as the Bond reboots. The brand was more fashionable than it had been in decades, but inside the company, a handful of people, led by CEO Dr. Ulrich Bez, wanted more. They didn't want to just compete with Ferrari and Lamborghinis anymore. They wanted to obliterate them. The idea was simple: build the most beautiful, powerful, rare, and technologically advanced Aston Martin ever. So where did that name come from? Well, the 77 represents the exclusivity of the vehicle. Aston Martin was capping production at 77 cars, and as for the one, they would each be one of a kind. No two would be completely alike, and each would cost a staggering £1.15 million before options. At the time, when a typical Aston Martin topped out around £200,000. This was not a car for every millionaire. This was a car for billionaires. People who already had done the Ferrari Enzos and the Bugatti Veyrons and wanted something rarer, something more artistic. The 177's chassis was a full carbon monocoque, a first for Aston, giving it incredible stiffness and a feather-light weight. Draped over that chassis was an aluminum body, with each panel being hand-formed by craftsmen using traditional English coach-building techniques. Under the seemingly endless hood lived Aston's most ferocious engine ever, a 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12, derived from the V12 used in the DB9, but bored, stroked, and completely reworked by Cosworth. The final numbers? 750 horsepower, 553 foot-pounds of torque, and a top speed over 220 miles per hour. At launch, it was the most powerful naturally aspirated production vehicle in the world. No turbos, no superchargers, just pure, shrieking, mechanical violence. The suspension was fully adjustable and pushrod actuated, straight out of the Formula One tech books. And, of course, it used carbon ceramic brakes. The transmission was a 6-speed automated manual, which is a bit clunky by today's standards, but brutally effective at the time. It was a technological masterpiece, built in a special, secretive workshop inside Aston Martin's Graydon facility, shielded away from prying eyes. Where most hypercars look fast but busy, the 177 looked fast and impossibly elegant. It retained classic Aston cues, the wide grille, the clean lines, but stretched them to almost surreal proportions. The side vents looked like blades slicing through the car's flank. The tail flared into a beautifully brutal haunch over the rear wheels, and the profile was long, low, and impossibly seductive. Inside, the cockpit was crafted with leather, carbon fiber, and custom aluminum switches. Minimalist, but deeply luxurious. Every surface was hand-finished. No mass production shortcuts here. True to their word, Aston Martin built only 77 examples of the 177 between 2009 and 2012. It was a peak moment for the brand. Proof that this small, proudly British company could stand on the same pedestal as Bugatti, Pagani, and even Koenigsegg. Even among the ultra-wealthy, the 177 was hard to get your hands on. Buyers were carefully selected, often by personal invitation. Some were collectors, some were royalty, and a few inevitably were secretive oil sheiks and tycoons. The 177 wasn't just about the car itself. It was a fundamental change in the way Aston Martin saw itself. After the 177, Aston had the confidence to create other wild projects: the track-only Vulcan, the ultra-rare Victor, the reborn Valhalla, and the Valkyrie Hypercars. The 177 lit the fuse for Aston's modern era of unapologetic ambition. It wasn't just a hypercar, it was a declaration. This is what Aston Martin can be when we stop playing by the rules. And once you hear the 177's V12 shriek at full tilt, you understand some dreams are worth chasing, even if they're only going to build 77 of them. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content, and let's take this thing over to Tokyo to see how it handles on our leaderboard. The Aston Martin 177 is an invitational car in Gran Turismo 7, which means you don't always have the opportunity to buy it, and these cars can be frustrating if you're trying to complete the set late game. So I 100% recommend buying these cars when you get the opportunity. It's going to set you back $1,320,000, which is a lot, but if you have all the races unlocked, the endurance races, you're looking at 1.6 races at Le Mans, which pretty well guarantees the clean race bonus. So it'll be about 48 minutes, and then you're going to have some money left over because you do have to race the half-hour race. The 177 also allows for a wide body kit, so if you're trying to have every option available, you may want to pick up 2 of these. There's no engine swaps currently available on these invitational cars, so you don't have to worry about that quite yet. But the performance points fully built will put this car at 803. The horsepower ends up at 1020, so quite a powerful car, with the torque at 641.4. The weight of the vehicle ends up at 2,659 pounds. I do recommend checking the Ultimate mods before modding these cars at all, because a lot of these allow for that 5th stage weight reduction, and if you buy that up front, it comes with everything else, but it's 500,000, so be wary of that. I was able to hit a top speed of around 212 miles per hour, so this is a very quick vehicle. It was a little twitchy around the corners though, so it doesn't really make you feel all that confident, but this is a road car. It got 3 laps out of a tank of fuel, so it is kind of a gas hog, and it got 20% wear to the front tires with 40% to the rear. We hit a lap time of 1 minute 51.375, which put it in 29th place behind the Shelby GT350 and just in front of the engine swapped Lancer Evo Final Edition. This is a beautiful car. It's not my favorite to drive, but again, you may not see that invitation for years, and that can be frustrating even if you're a daily player. Your only opportunity to get these cars is through roulette tickets, either by earning that invitation or picking up a free car through the roulette. And you have a month to earn the money, so it's not as bad as it seems. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay clean out there.